2 days later, at Jungkook's office room built-in mansion. Sir, she refused again, gulps and looks down while tightly holding the food tray in her hands. Dismissed the maid by hand gesture and she left immediately after bowing. She clearly knows how to hurt me. She knows how to keep you in your limits. A huge sigh echoed in the silent room as Jungkook frustratingly exhaled out and buried his face in his hands. He closed his eyes and began rubbing his face, hoping to find a way out of his distress. Jimin was silently watching him going crazy. I'll talk to her. She won't listen to you. Smirks. Bet? Bet. I'm sure she won't. Glared at him with his piercing gaze. What if she does? Smirks widened. I'll be pissed. Mumbled under his breath. Now Jungkook feared that what if she really listened to Jimin? He is certain that he won't like the fact that she is listening to other men who is not him. However, he cannot put her health at any risk. If that's how she will be okay, then so be it. Give me your contract marriage documents. Why? Asked with annoyed expression. Don't waste my time, boy. Just hand them over to me and witness my magic. Dramatically spoke while extending his hands to grab the documents. Jungkook rolled his eyes and handed them to him. Grinned. You should appreciate my intelligence. I have already solved your problem before it even existed. Jungkook gave Jimin a confused look as Jimin stood up from his seat and started walking towards the door with excited steps. He spun on his heels and commanded Jungkook with a dramatic gesture. Follow me, winks at JK and walks out. Jungkook shook his head side to side while sighing as negative thoughts clouded his mind. He stood up and followed Jimin. Outside Vine's room. Jungkook chuckled mockingly and patted Jimin's shoulders, gesturing him to back off as Jimin gave him an embarrassed side eye. But Jimin tried his luck one more time and knocked again. I don't want to eat. No one is asking you to. I just want to tell you something very important. Come out. Why are you treating her like a dude? Shh, it's our matter. Don't interfere. You. The door creaks open. Jungkook's eyes widened as she obeyed Jimin. Jimin hurriedly entered her room, afraid that she will shut the door on his face, embarrassing him even more. Jungkook followed Jimin like a cop follows a thief. They sat on the couch while Van kept standing at the door. Don't be shy, it's your own room, unbothered tone. Van sighed and was about to step out of the room, but Jimin stopped her. I want to tell you something about your marriage. She stopped and glared at them, making them gulp. She closed the door, walked towards them, and sat in front of them. Her gaze was fixed on Jimin, hinting for him to explain, while she completely ignored Jungkook. Jungkook clenched his jaws, seeing her acting as if she don't even know him. I know, Van. His way was wrong, but his intentions were not. He did all of this to save you. Was it dang if I hadn't married him? You're intelligent. If his father has known that a young unmarried stranger girl was living with him, he would have ended you. He's very conservative. Jimin pressed his lips to suppress the pain as Jungkook pinched his thigh for making dumb excuses. Van cast a brief glance at Jungkook, who gave her an innocent expression, prompting her to turn her head to the other side. He could have let me go, whispered sadly. Never, sternly stated. Van snapped her head towards him and gave him a stern look. I mean, your dad would not have accepted you back. Why did you force me then? This time she directly asked him with pain evident in her voice and expressions. Would you have signed the papers if I hadn't? Yes. She answered back with confidence and her eyes never left his, catching him off guard. Why? Thought. I thought you were a great guy, the guy who saved me every single time despite being a stranger to me. Unknowingly, I began thinking of you as my hero even though you were a villain for everyone else. If you had stated your problem to me, I would have gladly signed those papers. But no, you have to ruin every good thing, just like you ruined your image, just like you ruined my life. A single tear of pain and frustration escaped her eye, and she wiped it away angrily. Jungkook was speechless for the first time in his life. His heart clenched looking at her condition, which was solely due to him, only because he was being selfish and did not want to let her go this time. He despised Minho because he had hurt her, but now he's hating himself more for giving her a new kind of pain. However, just as a snake can never get rid of his hissing instinct, Jungkook cannot get rid of his harsh, aggressive nature. He was a mafia after all. He can attempt to be soft, but he is bound to fail somewhere. Indeed, he made a huge mistake. But you know what? There will be a time when you will be out of this mess. Gave her a reassuring smile. When? Questioned him helplessly. After 6 months. Huh? They gave Jimin a confused look. Jimin opened the documents and placed them in front of Wine. Wine glanced at the documents and fixed her gaze back on Jimin. Why are you showing this to me? She hated the sight of these documents again in front of her. Just turn the page. Wine frowned and turned the page, but soon her eyes widened as she caught a glimpse of something written in huge golden letters. This agreement shall have a duration of 6 months, at the conclusion of which the parties involved shall have no further obligations to meet or engage with each other thereafter. Even Jungkook was unaware of this next page. Perhaps he did not study those documents thoroughly as Jimin was the one who prepared them. As the saying goes, curiosity kills the cat. Jungkook was about to meet the same fate. He grabbed those documents from Wine's hands and became shocked as hell when his gaze landed on those letters, which felt like a curse to him. He was in daze, but Wine dragged him out of it as she stood up and started walking out. Where are you going? Bewildered. To eat. I'm hungry. And thank you. Passing Jimin a slight grin and glancing at the frozen Jungkook, she walked out of the room. The room fell awfully silent after she left. Jimin sensed something disastrous was coming his way, so he voiced out, Bro, don't. Coldly spoke as his gaze was fixed on those letters. Are you okay? Why you did that? Yelled. Do you even know what a contract marriage means? Of course I had to include a time slot, explained himself, slammed the documents on the table and stood up. I should not have listened to you. I ruined my image in front of her for nothing. Brushed his hairs back while cursing and walking back and forth. At least now she'll hate you less, knowing that you didn't do that to cage her or to make her fall for you in these 6 months. What made you believe that I'll take your advice again? Shrugged his shoulders. Your love for her? Jungkook kept glaring at Jimin until Jimin excused himself, stating that he had an urgent meeting to attend. Few days later. Jungkook was working in his mansion's office. Before he used to only think about her, but now he often finds himself talking to himself about her. Indeed, he is obsessed now, and he is fully aware of it. She has been ignoring me for too long. Should I bully her to get her attention? Shook his head. You're going insane, June. Come in. Sir, boss, Mr. Jeon is here to meet you and your wife. Jungkook sighs and dismissed the maid. This man is obsessed with me and my personal life. He angrily stood up and walked out of his office. He told the servants to get wine ready and bring her into the living room to meet his dad. At the dining table. So tell me about your family status. I am her family and her status now, and this should be enough. Vine could sense the tension between father and son, so to keep the matter cool, she spoke politely. My father is a police officer, Lee Jin-young, and my mother died long ago. Mr. Jeon clenched his fist under the table upon hearing Lee Jin-young's name, but he held his cool and asked Vine more questions about her age, career, and other topics that Jungkook found bothersome and uncomfortable. So he kept replying back and pissing Mr. Jeon off. Jungkook, I have some important stuff to do in this area. I hope you won't mind my stay here. Jungkook, being the brat he is, was about to deny straightforwardly, and upon sensing this, Vine interfered by grabbing Jungkook's hand and speaking to Mr. Jeon. Of course, Mr. Jeon, you are welcome to stay here anytime. Why would he stop you? It's your own house. Smiles politely. I appreciate that. Jungkook did not pay attention to anything else since his entire focus was on her hand, which were clutching his. He was staring at their hands with an increasing heart rate. After Mr. Jeon left, Vine let go of his hand. She was also about to go. Where are you going? My room. Gave him the cold shoulder again. Our room. Huh? Frowned at him. Do you want him to suspect us and end you? Raises his voice. I'm not staying in the same room with you. You let him stay. Now face the consequences. Shrugging his shoulders, he walked towards his room, but stopped in the middle, turned back and said, Hurry, don't keep me waiting. He winked at her and let the female in.